Teenagers were drawn to that old yellow farmhouse like flies to honey. For some, the empty porch and the weathered swing were the perfect place to sneak a drink or a smoke. He usually left them alone, with a conspiratorial grin. This had earned him the reputation for being cool, despite the badge. For others, the draw was the still working wood stove and the remarkably decent mattresses left on the floor near it. He mostly left those couples alone, too, unless it looked like they might get carried away and burn the place down. He had more fun just watching them. Sometimes, kids came and talked to the ghosts. Rumor had it that the last lady of the house had had enough of her husband's shenanigans and helped him drown in the bathtub one night before dragging the whole shebang down into the pump well. The bathtub was still down there. This group of girls was the latter, on the steps in their brand new roller skates, taking turns supposing what that man must have done to get himself shoved down a well. Seeing the group, he paused his car at the end of the driveway, letting a little blip of the siren off, just to see them react. Sure enough, they startled before recognizing his face and dissolving into laughter. Except her. She jumped up, caught a wheel, tumbled down those steps with a yelp. He could not believe his luck. See, he'd had his eyes on that one for a while. Perfect target. Mama more fond of laying hands and listening, and a daddy more fond of other women's beds than his own. And there she lay. Walking up to the group, he laughed and told them all to be moving on. To his prey, he suggested they go into the kitchen and see to her injuries before he drove her home. Something in the pit of her stomach was surely screaming to run, but her friends were already waving at her as they skated off towards the road. He'd taken over, and 15 years of hands for not saying yes fast enough had left her ill-equipped to say no. Not that he asked. He was right when he said nobody would believe her. He was right when he said her parents would accept the suggestion of her running away with barely disguised relief. He was right when he said no one would even look for her. In fact, it'd be almost 50 years before anyone found what was left of that poor girl and her brand new roller skates.